Day one, everything changed.
So just walk me through it. So Trump has Obama to thank for his economy,
okay,
but Biden can't thank Trump for anything.
Okay. Let's get off this. Because it's not what I really want to get to.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video. Megyn Kelly went on Bill Maher's show, Real Time with Bill Maher, and I posted a video on it. You guys have probably seen it. Megyn Kelly went absolutely nuclear on Bill Maher, but not just Bill Maher, but also on his woke audience. They were trying to pile on to Megyn Kelly. They were trying to get her to fold, and she just didn't. She really did shut down Bill Maher and his woke audience, and it was glorious to watch. Megyn Kelly is now doubling down on her Bill Maher appearance and going even harder on Bill Maher, the woke cult, and Bill Maher's woke audience. Let's check out this clip here from Megyn Kelly of her absolutely destroying Bill Maher once again.
Was very fun. I went out to LA on Friday and did his show, and I appreciated him inviting me because it's a chance to speak to a new audience who probably doesn't watch the show, and I think speak some sense to them on items that they don't normally hear discussed. Bill, I appreciate, gave me the forum to do it, and it was great. We had some spicy moments, and we had some things on which we agreed, and I'm going to show you a couple of sound bites on that. The thing about Bill is he's a non-woke liberal, not leftist, liberal, but he definitely has some serious hatred for Donald Trump. Some say he has TDS. He loathes the man. So he's kind of an interesting combination of things. And we got into it about Trump, being a fascist, and Trump, his economy. And I'll show you just a little bit of the latter in Stop 25.
Trump has incendiary rhetoric, there's no question, but we have 4 years to judge him by, and the country was going pretty well when Trump was in there, unlike the 4 years we've had under these two.
Well, I mean, I could argue with that too. Actually, if Trump had this economy, and I could go through all the stats, the stock market is through the roof, wages.
Do you guys see how ridiculous this is real quick? I don't know if many people caught that. Megyn Kelly said Donald Trump did pretty good in his 4 years. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden obviously haven't done very well in their 4 years. Bill Maher says, I can argue with that. The audience applauds. Do you get how ridiculous this is? This is what do you call an echo chamber? A very obvious one. And these people, Bill Maher's audience, have no interest in exiting, and hearing any opinion outside of their echo chamber. They hear Bill Maher say, I can argue with that. Yay, applause. He didn't even make an argument yet. Idiots. Like, holy, I don't want to swear, but like, dude, that's bad. That's really bad.
Not as high as it was under Trump.
Well, first of all, Trump inherited somebody else's economy.
That's what Barack Obama would like us to.
Well, it's true.
Okay.
It's really on.
And did Joe Biden inherit Donald Trump's economy? Because he sure put that in the trash. If he did, Donald Trump's economy was going pretty well outside of the COVID stuff, which I guess they could just blame it on COVID, right? But it was going pretty damn well. And Joe Biden totally threw that in the trash.
Day one, everything changed.
So just walk me through it. So Trump has Obama to thank for his economy, but Biden can't thank Trump for anything. Okay.
Let's get off this. Because it's not what I really want
to get to. You see where I'm going with it, right? Like, that's TDS, right? That's what's happening there. And I get it. Bill and Trump have a very, very negative history between the two of them. And, a lot of people don't like Trump. But ideally, when you're making a presidential decision, you can check, your personal feelings about a guy and make a call. And I think Bill thinks he's doing that. And Bill thinks he told me on air, he thinks I will regret voting for Donald Trump and defending his, quote, fascism, which I told him I don't believe any of those charges. And I think the Democrats are the ones who are locking their enemies up. So you think about it, it's like, who called parents domestic terrorists because they stood up at their school board meetings to fight for their children to go to school at all, never mind not wearing masks? That was the Biden administration, right? Like, who locked up people who worked in the prior administration? That was the Biden administration, speaking of Bannon and Navarro. Like, the only two people who have gone to prison for congressional contempt. They didn't put Eric Holder in jail. He did it. He did the same thing those guys did. They didn't put the current attorney general in jail. He did the same thing, right? And that was the Biden administration.
Not to mention Fannie Willis and that whole situation. Not to mention the fact that they, tried to put Trump in jail multiple times. Now they use the convicted felon thing on Donald Trump so much, even though they kind of stopped using that because it didn't really work. Nobody cares because they know it's just ridiculous charges. So I 100% agree with Megyn Kelly here. The only thing that I disagree with her on is earlier, she says that Bill Maher is a non-woke liberal. I completely disagree with that. I think Bill Maher is not as far woke as a lot of people are, but I don't think he's a non-woke liberal. I don't think he's non-woke at all. I think he's very woke. Every once in a while, he'll say something that's a little bit red-pilled, but I think he's very woke. Just not in comparison to the ultra-woke like Mark Cuban and those guys.
Prosecuted multiple cases against their chief political rival. That was the Biden-Harris administration, Donald Trump. I saw something in the Daily Mail the other day trying to fact check me on this, saying that's not true. That the Biden administration wasn't behind. Hello, Daily Mail. They have 2 federal prosecutions against Donald Trump. 2 DOJ investigations against him, and then 2 state investigations against him. And the DOJ sent its number 3 official, Matthew Colangelo, to go run herd on the one that was happening in the state of New York. So don't tell me the Biden administration was not involved in any of these. All right. They brought in this outside counsel, Jack Smith, to go after Donald Trump so that he could have an air of I had nothing to do with it. Joe Biden did. But there were many reports about how he was aggravated, on how he wanted it to go faster, that Jack Smith was under pressure from the White House to put the pedal to the metal so they could get these things tried before the election. There's plenty of evidence that shows his fingerprints are all over it. So that's this administration, not Trump. Trump did not do any of that. I don't believe this fascist claim. I'm sure this audience doesn't either, but it's everywhere. So Mara and I tussled about it when I was on the show. I think there's some of that in. If
you enjoy content like this, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
SOT 34.
Trump did strategic strikes that had people on their heels. They didn't know what he might do to them. And we did not have Putin invade
It's what he might
Ukraine.
do to us that I'm a little more worried. I feel like
We've had 4 years of Trump. We've had 4 years of Trump.
Yeah.
Trump did not go after his political enemies with the Department of Justice.
Right.
That was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Well, we had Hitler in the 30s and things were okay, and then we had Hitler in the 40s and they got way worse. Because we had him.
He hid his Hitlerism the first 4 years, and is going to come out in full force.
He tried to do things like that. He tried to do dictatorial fascist things, and he was stopped.
Joe Biden has flouted the law when it comes to these student loan giveaway programs. He's flouted the law. Supreme Court opinions that told him he didn't have the right to do it, and he openly said, I will get around the Supreme Court. He did it with respect to rent abatement programs, the same exact thing. And then he and Kamala Harris unleashed this Department of Justice against their political enemy, Donald Trump, their #1 chief rival for the presidency.
Okay. Well,
is it funny? Because they did it.
Yeah, they're laughing at her, but she's only speaking facts. The thing is, these idiots, Megyn Kelly's better than me. Because if this happened to me, I am blowing the hell up on these absolute idiots. And I want to say other words, but these idiots in Bill Maher's audience. Because you're laughing at facts. And Megyn Kelly is not even like a hardcore Trump supporter. She doesn't even like Donald Trump that much. Like, she criticizes Trump all the time. So if somebody's going on Bill Maher like Megyn Kelly, who doesn't like Trump that much, and saying these things, like, she has no incentive to lie in favor of Donald Trump. They don't like each other. Megyn Kelly doesn't like Donald Trump. She has no reason to lie. And like I've pointed out before, Megyn Kelly states a bunch of facts. Bill Maher says, I could argue that. Audience applauds. It doesn't make any sense. Megyn Kelly states a bunch of facts. Bill Maher stammers a bit. Audience laughs at Megyn Kelly. It's like, I don't even understand how these people can go through life living like this. It doesn't make any sense. Somebody needs to wake them up and just tell them, you sound and look really dumb. And maybe they will wake up. I don't know. They're just so far into their echo chamber. They're probably too far gone. It just blows my mind that anybody could, they scoffed at her. They laughed at her for saying these facts. And it's just simple facts. But what's wild is, like, Megyn Kelly says these things like we're chopping off the body parts of young children. They laugh and they say, oh, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And then whenever it's brought up in legislation, they defend it and they push it forward. That exact thing that they laugh at because it's so ridiculous that Megyn Kelly would say something like that to Bill Maher. they defend that in legislation. It just makes no sense, man. These people, they're so lost. They're so stupid. And I don't think there's any fixing it. And it really is just like every time I do these videos every day, it's just black pill after black pill after black pill. Like just seeing how many idiots there are out there. It's like, how are we going to fix this thing? It's not fixable. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this Megyn Kelly versus Bill Maher debate, the audience reactions. What do you think about Megyn Kelly had to say about the whole thing? Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Megyn Kelly versus Bill Maher situation.